The amount of musical memory and it sounds like they don't repeat anything. In a general sense, they don't like just copy and paste it all. It's like the whole tune is just full of one original. It's like a deck of cards, a new card every moment. It's something new all the time. They're just constantly keeping the song fresh and supplying it with some good new ideas just constantly. I followed the lyrics to some degree. I think I'm going to have a look at the lyrics. We'll do that in a minute. But I know it's an important topic they're covering, and a healing kind of thing to do as a songwriter, to write about something. Like that's why there's so many love songs, because people are like brokenhearted and they want to find some resolution, and a really very therapeutic thing to do. So wow, that was a big piece, and I'm so grateful that it ended like it did. I think it was totally appropriate. It reminded me a little of the end of A Day in the Life from Sgt. Pepper's, the Beatles album, when the orchestra finishes. That's no small thing. That's like a huge part of the song. And even though it's just the end. This is interesting lyrics right off the bat. I'm alive again, the darkness far behind me. I'm invincible, despair will never find me. I feel strong, I've got a new sense of elation, boundless energy, euphoria, fixation. It sounds like the up, that's eventually going to get to a down. Still, it's hard just to get by. It seems so meaningless to try, when all I want to do is cry. Who would ever know I felt so sad? Even though I get so high, I know that I can't fly, and when I fall out of the sky, who'll be standing by? Will you be standing by? Yeah, it sounded like they were sort of presenting some vignettes, like just windows on some characters about this girl and that guy, and then so you can kind of relate to one of them maybe. Or why don't we try a shock treatment? It really might do some help. We have just the tools to fix him, to save him from himself. Yeah, that whole shock treatment stuff is ridiculous, man. That is just... There's another verse here. It's kind of a heartbreaker too. Wanting to escape, she had created a way to survive. She learned to detach from herself, a behavior that kept her alive. Yeah, I've heard of that. Sometimes if you're in the midst of a repeated trauma, like say you're a child and you're being sexually molested repeatedly by priests or whatever, so the child detaches from their experience. It just completely separates themselves. So like that's the victim there, and then somehow they can survive by being separate. So they have this dual personality thing that can... So when they're grown up, they actually can still slip in and out of this, I guess. Despite all the lyrics, looking at the lyrics, they do render me a little bit sad, because I know firsthand experience about people suffering from mental illness and how destructive it can be to a life. It can ruin your life, or erase years of your life, take away years of your life of normality. And I have to say, the music somehow cheered me, it uplifted me, and I'm not afraid to listen to it again or anything, because it's dealing with these heavier topics, and I find it cathartic and helpful too. So I'm sure the guys in the band had no intention of depressing people. So I think I'm going to run out of film here. The camera's just about ready to expire, so I'm going to say thanks again to all of my supporters, and especially Sebastian Hanks for this video. And we'll say spiraling out from Dean, and hope that wasn't too boring for you. And we'll see you next video. You all take excellent care.